Hey guys, welcome back to our weekly segment, Garment of the Week. Jake Nolan and Michael Vlassis here, and we are very excited to give this one to you. So, let's get into it. I think, Michael, what have we got here this week?
She's a bit of a special one this week.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why.
I agree.
Not a lot of people are at the highest end of clothing.
Yeah.
Most of our clients, it is a bit more of a luxury item, but not everyone is at the absolute cream, the point of the nicest fabric in the world.
Sure.
Why is today special? We have, which a lot of people in the industry seem to know, and to be fair, I was actually saying off the camera, I haven't for a long time actually rated this fabric. I've always been a bit snooty about it because it's not the most respected. But I tell you what, it's a bloody cracking fabric.
It is.
We have a burgundy window pane. It's more of a navy with burgundy window pane. Zegna Australian superfine merino wool suit. This thing is an absolute beast. It is at the top of the food chain in terms of some of the finest clothing in the world. This thing is exciting to make for someone. Obviously, when we get to make nicer garments, we get excited about them too, which is even more fun. But this bad boy turned out absolutely beautiful.
It is. So tell us why it's exciting, and maybe there's two things that we're going to talk about with this one. It's the cloth, but also the construction of the garment as well. So Michael, kick off. Tell us
who did we make this for firstly? So we made this for our client Rob. Now Rob is a very senior guy who owns and operates a finance company here in the Sydney CBD. Rob has been getting his garments from Zegna, the actual maker, for a while. Now, what actually really surprised me, which is crazy, the cost he was investing in getting an actual Zegna suit that wasn't made for him, that was actually off the rack. Ours is actually cheaper than that, which actually baffled me to be fair. A lot of the time when you pay with high-end retailers on the high street, is you pay for a lot of the branding, to be fair. A sexy shop front, all that kind of jazz, having coffee when you come in, all that kind of stuff is sort of built into the price of the garment. So when he found out that I could actually make him a garment that was Zegna cloth, because actually, ironically, one of his trousers split, and to find a similar cloth, which is how we kind of landed on this guy here. He was super excited. So what he wanted was to have a Zegna cloth that he's had in the past, but made for him. I think we've achieved this really, really well. It fit like an absolute glove. It's just really exciting to make something of this kind of level, man. To be fair.
It is. So, as I said before, tell us a little bit more about the cloth. What can we expect? How does it perform?
How does it perform? Yeah. So this is an Australian superfine merino wool. What does that mean? So that probably means absolutely nothing. People don't have context for what clothing does. This is definitely more of a summer kind of item. It isn't all year round, in our opinion. It is definitely geared towards the summer and spring seasons.
Yep.
It's going to perform like a dream if you rotate it well, which is a whole other thing that we won't go into. This is about garment of the week. This is not about how to treat your clothing. So if you use this, I'd say once a fortnight or once every sort of week, the double trouser, you're going to get long life out of this. But the way it's constructed, how it's made, how it drapes is absolutely amazing. The cloth itself has been milled, obviously from Italy, being a Zegna cloth.
Yep. And tell us a bit more about that, because most people have heard the name Zegna before. Obviously, there's a shop just down the road, Zegna. What's different about this garment to Zegna, and how come we're got a Zegna garment in here? That's custom made.
Because people don't often know you can get a custom made garment, right? So Zegna actually started as a cloth merchant, not actually a retail maker of garments. And a little bit of a fun fact for you, they actually buy their cloth from another mill, which we won't say where it is, but which we also stock that mill. But they actually buy their cloth from another mill, then they rebrand it as Zegna. So the special thing is that we've actually got this direct from the mill, completely cut from scratch. They're made in one of our handmade workshops. That's a special thing that hasn't been packaged in a retail environment. It's been cut completely from scratch in a client's measurements, cut in the mill, cut in the workshop, made in the workshop directly to us. That's a special thing that you can have a fabric book of Zegna cloth, pick whatever you want, have that made, versus having a selection of maybe 4 or 5 for the season that you really, really like. I guess that's a big selling point, I think, in this kind of garment. In terms of how it's made, man, do you want to run through sort of the construction, the benefits of the construction?
Sure. So as Mike was saying, this is quite a special garment. This is, it could be your everyday garment if you wanted to, but in most cases it's generally not. The reason being, it's basically the construction and how it's made. handmade. So this is one of our completely hand-cut, hand-sewn and handmade garments. What do we mean by that? The whole process from start to finish is by hand. So first of all, from cutting the actual pattern and coming up with how the garment actually fits, right through to every single hand stitch within the garment, right through to the smaller details as well. So it does take actually a little bit longer to make. It can take up to around about 8 weeks, but it really just depends. It's literally one master tailor stitching it together from start to finish. So it can be a little bit of more of a more of a longer process, but the benefits of this, when you put it on, it's going to feel completely different to your other ones. It's going to mold to your body over time. It's going to feel super comfortable. When other suits are breaking down, this one's just starting to break in and starting to soften up and really sort of mold to your body and really give shape.
I think it's a good way to put it, man. This is not a workhorse suit.
No.
This is not a workhorse suit. This is something that is, look, if you don't have many, it's a special occasion suit. If you got plenty, then great. It's your work suit. But you need at least 4 or 5 of these bad boys, in our opinion, to consider it that you can wear it once a week kind of garment.
You get one of these once you've built up your wardrobe to a point where you do have a good base to be able to add something like this, because the last thing you want to do is be getting one of these bad boys and literally just wear it like a few days a week because you don't have enough suits in the wardrobe to keep your rotation up. 100%, definitely. But we won't get into that now. We'll talk about that another time.
Let's talk styling, man. Run the people through the styling, what we've done on this bad boy.
Styling, okay. So Rob has gone for a nice sort of classic look here. He's a man of taste. I'm very much about this style as well. It's not about over tricking it up and over featurizing the garment, I reckon. So
sometimes less is more, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think the fabric speaks for itself. You've got a nice plaid through it, and then over top of that, you've got a check as well at the base as well. So it gives a little bit of depth, a little bit of texture. It's nothing too bold, but it does have a bit of a statement to it. From far away, it will look like a blue suit, and as you get up closer, you'll start to sort of recognize that pattern. So definitely very good for still in the corporate environment. You'll be able to get away with this if you're a lawyer in court, or you've got your sort of more bigger meetings, sort of more important meetings where you can't be too flashy. But then again, it'll still look good in an environment where you can be a little bit sort of loud as well. I think it has properties of both. Do you agree, Mike?
I agree, man.
Do you want to talk about the actual styling features of the garment?
I think like you said, we kept it really classic. We did a notch lapel. What is a notch lapel? Notch lapel is when it goes down at this point and goes down, opposed to what Jake and I are both wearing, which is a peak lapel, kicks up at this point, just here. Very, very classic, sort of a more of a modern, sort of tasteful kind of finish. We've got pick stitching on the side, which has been hand done. It's a wider lapel, something that Jake and I, again, this is an opinion thing, something that screams a cheap suit, in our opinion, is a really, really skinny lapel. If you wear skinny lapels, don't be offended. It's just our opinion. Just our opinion. We think that really well-made garment should have a bit of a wider lapel. I'm not saying you're flying away. It's on your triceps.
And
but
I think it's also, sorry to cut you off, I think it's also relevant to your body size 100%. As well. Some people are broader in their shoulders, some people have narrower shoulders. So onto that point, it's got to represent your body size.
I agree, man. Perfectly said. We've just gone for straight, classic straight pockets, belt loops, no back pockets as usual. Sort of a bit of a sign of a custom garment. Functioning surgeon's cuffs, something that we've run through with previous videos. What are surgeon's cuffs? Watch our first video released on the garment of the week. We'll run through what surgeon's cuffs are, functioning cuffs, other way to put it. We've done what colour lining we put on this guy? We've done I guess, again, a really sort of tasteful smoke blue kind of lining. Our classic sort of cigar pocket, phone wallet pocket, pen pencil pocket, business card pocket, and again, another phone wallet pocket with a spare button inside. Something that's a little bit different that we do is that actually you can have a pocket square ready for you in the garment. So if you just pull this up, you've got a pocket square there, ready to go in every garment that we make.
And that's built inside the pocket as well, so it's not going anywhere as well.
Correct, that's for every garment we make.
Definitely. So just to sort of wrap this up and go over the features, this is a one-off sort of construction and fabric, but it's styled in a very traditional and classic way.
Exactly.
How most people would probably style their business suits, I'd say.
Exactly. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this guy. This is, again, a bit of a special one. We've been really excited to bring this to you. If you like what you heard, if you got some value from it, hit the subscribe button, share, like. We'd love to hear your comments and hear if this has sort of inspired you with the garments that you're making, guys.
Definitely. See you guys.